Hey everyone, welcome to Sarah in the Universe. I'm Sarah, and today I am going to be reviewing LongLegs. I just got back from the theater, from seeing it, and I can't wait to give you my non-spoiler review. But first, I want to thank those of you who are subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for staying subscribed and for coming back to check out another movie review with me. Alright, so LongLegs starring Nicolas Cage and Micah Monroe. Oh wow, I gotta tell you. So I am, I love horror, but there are still some times where I haven't, I don't go out and see every horror movie just because it doesn't interest me, or I'm like, I'm gonna catch that at home, whatever. And I'd say I didn't hear too much about LongLegs, until a few months ago when the marketing was really picking up pace. And a lot of people were talking about it. We had that creepy trailer come out. We had this creepy, where you could call a number in and hear Nicolas Cage's voice and just all this creepy marketing going on. And that's what really got a hold of my attention for this film. And I was like, okay, maybe if I wasn't planning on watching it before, I definitely am now. And then, so many people were going to advanced screenings of the film, and they were coming out of it and they were like, oh my gosh, this is the scariest thing I've ever seen. People were just going nuts. And I wanted to talk about that, in my non-spoiler review today. Did I feel that it was the scariest movie I've ever seen, or did some people just overhype that a bit too much? I guess we'll find out. All right, so let's get into it. So let me just give you my overall general thoughts on film. Non-spoiler, of course, there are no spoilers here, so don't worry. Overall, I thought the film was a very great film to get immersed into the environment that is created. The cinematography in this film is beyond amazing. It really pulls you in and gets you into this spooky world of LongLegs and the FBI going after him, and it feels all so ominous right from the beginning. I mean, the opening, again, no spoilers, but the opening of the film is terrifying. That, I think, is the scariest part of the film to me. I was like, whoa, I love how they just grab your attention like that. Really great opening. But yeah, I love the lighting. It really sets the mood. The mood stays the entire film. It never breaks. And I think that's really great. I also, Nicolas Cage in this film as LongLegs is terrifying. He is truly transformed, even reminding me in parts of the Joker, played by Heath Ledger. In some points, I was like, oh my gosh, especially, I won't get too many spoilers, but there is an interrogation scene between him and Micah Monroe's character, and that definitely gave me some Dark Knight vibes, so I love that. And, speaking of Micah Monroe, I'm a huge fan of her, especially one of my favorite roles in films that she's been in, The Guest with Dan Stevens. Oh, so great. And It Follows. I love her. I thought she was so excellent in this role, playing a detective. She never breaks. She just never breaks. She stays in character that whole way and really makes you believe in this character who's dealing with these very odd series of events that is happening to her. Very, very great work from both of them. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Alicia Witt as well, playing Micah Monroe's mom. So great. So I can't say much more without spoiling anything, but she is absolutely fantastic in this as well. I think she would do so well in a lot of other horror movies as well. Really great. Did I think the movie was as scary as people were saying it is? I don't think it was the scariest movie I've ever seen, but it definitely set up a very terrifying atmosphere with some frightening imagery. And, I think the concept of it, without getting into too much of the film and, spoiling it, the ideas of it are very terrifying. Again, I don't want to spoil too much out there, but I think there's a lot of terrifying concepts within the film, and again, frightening, just very ominous, suspenseful, just atmosphere. I didn't think I wasn't overall like, oh my gosh, my heart wasn't racing. I think for me personally, the beginning of the film was very you just didn't know, and there was a couple of times where they'll frame a scene a certain way and you're like, oh my gosh, something gonna happen. Not gonna say anything about that, but overall I was fine. I came out of the movie like, okay, wasn't too bad. Now that doesn't mean that it was a bad movie. No, I still really enjoyed it. I think it did really well on staying with the atmosphere it created, staying in the mood. Obviously, is very heavily inspired by Silence of the Lambs. I think it was really thrilling. It was, a really creepy mystery detective film, so if you're into that, I think you'll really enjoy it. But overall, I didn't think it was the most scariest film I've ever seen. I think, like I said, the opening I thought was really creepy. I think it had really creepy moments. I think they play with sound, especially with Nicolas Cage's voice in this in a very excellent way that does make it feel very scary and creepy. But no, I didn't think it was like overtly scary. And that's fine. Again, like I'm saying, that doesn't make it a bad film. I still think it was enjoyable in other ways. But no, I think I was fine. I think if you're, thinking about checking it out and you're a little bit nervous, you're going to be fine. You're going to be totally fine. It was not that bad. But yeah, I didn't think, one thing I want to praise this film on, like I said earlier, is the marketing. It was just unbelievable. It reminded me of that old school stuff they would do with horror movies, like they did with the Blair Witch Project, back in the day. And I really loved that. I think the horror fans, I myself really appreciated how they went out of their way to very excellently market that film and really draw you in to come and see what they didn't show you. And I think that really worked excellently well for the film. And I really appreciated that. I think horror movie marketing has been so excellent nowadays. We're seeing so much of it with all of the horror movies that have come out this year. And I really appreciate that. I think it's a great way, other than just putting up posters and billboards for your movie, to say, hey, come on, here's this extra thing. Come see the movie. I thought it was great. By the way, forgot to mention Blair Underwood. Really loved him in this. Oh, he was so good, so good. Playing an Agent Carter, I believe, in the FBI. He was so great in this as well. But yeah, really terrifying stuff. Still, even though I didn't think it was overly scary or anything. Again, I'm not saying that's like a bad thing. I'm just saying, some of you are like, oh, is it that? Different things are scary to different people, right? But there's a lot of, terrifying, I think, moments where you're just like, oh gosh, like what's happening? But overall, it really was not that bad. It's more of a thrilling, suspenseful mystery that also involves some crazy stuff. But I think it's fine. So if you're a little bit on the fence about watching and you're like, I don't know what it's going to be, but I really want to see what everyone's talking about, you're going to be totally fine. But yeah, that's my non-spoiler review for LongLegs. I'd love to know what you guys thought about it. And yeah, let me know, guys. Thank you so much for checking out another movie review with me. I hope to see you guys back here on my channel for my next one. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.